From Los Angeles to a worldwide audience, this is Boaz Power TV, where we take your life to the next level. Now, internationally known speaker and author, here's Boaz.
Hi, welcome to the Power Show. You're part of the Power Nation. I'm so glad you're here. Here we help you improve your attitude, your relationships, your finances, and your careers. We take your life to the next level. One of the things I teach people around the world in my seminars is when people ask you, how's everything? Your attitude and response is really important. I suggest you use one word with enthusiasm: unbelievable. Nobody will know what you're up to, but they'll think you're doing great, and it'll set your attitude at a championship level. This is episode number 216 on Boaz Power TV, and I call this one, Anyone Hear That Piano? After conducting a seminar in Atlanta a couple of years ago, I drove to the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport for a flight to Phoenix. The Atlanta airport is the busiest airport in the world and is home to more than 240,000 daily travelers. 250,000 people go through that airport each day. After checking in at the Delta counter, I had some time to spare, and thus I chose to have dinner ahead of the evening flight. I've been through that airport many times. However, much of the time I'm just rushing through in order to catch the next plane. Isn't that what most of us do? This time I had time. Sometimes we move through moments so fast that we forget to cherish time. There is a place in the Atlanta airport, I suggest you look for it next time you're there, like many airports across the country, that is the food court, but not just any food court. There are various places to eat. Some have sit-down meals. Some you simply walk through and select what you want. However, now that I had a little time, I noticed that the food court at the Atlanta airport was actually beautiful. It was a beautiful food court, I've got to tell you. It was a large circle with a very high ceiling. I had never looked up before to see what was up there. I've been through there many times. It was actually a magnificent rotunda. I never saw it before, but it was there. Someone took a lot of time to design this wonderful space, perhaps in hopes that people would actually slow down and enjoy it. As an added bonus, in the middle of the food court, there were several beautiful statues. They were amazing. Now, in looking around, now that I had a little time, I observed the various food sources. One of them had numerous airport workers lined up to purchase dinners. I walked up to one of the people in line and asked, "Is the food good here?" The answer was a resounding yes. Yes, we often eat here because it's always fresh and always good. Just like people who stop on the highway to eat where truck drivers eat, this selection process seemed like a sound one to me, thus I waited in line patiently. For once, I wasn't rushing. As I waited, I noticed the little lady behind the counter. Her smile was wonderful. Her demeanor was contagious. She greeted each person with a warm, "What can I serve you tonight?" I loved it. I commented to someone in line that she seemed very friendly. They said, "She's always that way." Some people choose, don't they? Now, here's a job that, with the wrong attitude, I'm sure could get old real quick. However, this little lady seemed to be having a joyous time. As my turn came to order, I told her that she had a great smile. She accepted the compliment graciously. As I made my selections, I asked her how long she had worked at that job. Once again, with a wonderful smile, she said, "Over 20 years now. I love it." What a great attitude. I know. Well, obviously, by the remarks of the other customer, she was always that way. What do you bet that there is a day here and there when she may not feel her best? I would bet you anything that she still has a great attitude on those days. I'd wager on it. After all, a great attitude is a choice, isn't it? If we don't feel like it, we should fake it until we make it. Because remember, the group runs at the speed of the leader, and I see you as a leader. So I took my tray and sat down at a nearby table, and that's when I heard the piano. The piano? I don't ever recall hearing a piano being played in any food court at any airport in North America. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've never slowed down enough to pay attention. I'm ashamed. Yes, it was definitely piano music. I looked over across the food court, and there it was, a real piano, being played by someone who seemed to be having a great time. The music was beautiful. Oh, it was amazing. He played some show tunes, a few top 40 songs, and some romantic ballads. Once I paid attention to the piano's existence, it changed my entire demeanor. I began to tune out the noise of all the people around me and simply focused on that piano. Most of the people I noticed didn't seem to pay attention to the music. They were simply talking with each other or talking on the phone. I felt like standing up and shouting, "Anyone hear the piano?" I didn't do that. However, when I finished my dinner with piano accompaniment, I walked over to the piano and said to the piano player, "You're very good. Thank you for the beautiful music." Oh, you should have seen his smile. It reminded me of the one I got from the food server a few minutes before. There were a few passengers sitting right by the piano. They got it. They were also enjoying his music. I looked at some of them and said, "He's really good." And they nodded in agreement. There's nothing worse than someone doing something special and no one pays attention. At least a few of us paid attention that day. My message to you and to me is this: let's be careful not to rush so much that we miss the beauty around us. The time in the food court rotunda, having dinner with piano accompaniment, reminded me to slow down. It's amazing how much peace a piece of music can bring into our lives. So the affirmation for this episode of Boaz Power TV, it's an affirmation to slow down. You may want to write it down. I'm going to be paying attention too. I slow down and listen for any music that may bring peace to my daily life. I slow down and listen for any music that may bring peace to my daily life. What if we could bring music to other people's lives? Would you do me a favor and please forward this to 5 people you know? Suggest they go to my website, boazpower.com, and they can also subscribe to the free weekly broadcast of Boaz Power TV. You are special, you are unique, and I believe you are now listening for the music, aren't you? You're destined for greatness. I see it in you. You are a champion. Have a powerful day.
This has been Boaz Power TV. To comment, see other episodes, or to subscribe to this free broadcast, go to our blog at boazpower.com. That's boazpower.com. We're here to take your life to the next level.